I'm joined now by J.R. Fitzpatrick, who made his CASC debut in the BEMC Spring Trophy races earlier this month, racing an old late model car that he used to run on ovals. So, what's the story behind that ride?
Yeah, no, I had a great time first off. And so that car is actually my first ever late model that I started racing when I was 13, 14 years old. It was the same car that Don Thompson Jr. and my dad used to take down the speed weeks in 1999 and 2000 and 2001. So I got it back from the Woods family and where are they from? St. Thomas. It's just kind of like a COVID project for me to start working. I was just originally going to restore it to do like, like B8 stock stuff or just track days with. And then some of my good friends like Daniel Bois and other friends of mine on road course said, "Hey man, you should go road course racing with that thing." And sure enough, it took us a couple years to get it ready, but yeah, we turned it into a road course car and man, what a blast to drive.
Yeah, a lot of history there and kind of an unconventional thing seeing that oval car converted to road. And for you as well, it was your first time racing on a road course since the 2014 season in the NASCAR Canada Series. How did it feel to be back on a road course?
I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous. I went to Toronto Motorsports Park a couple times and tested the car, just trying to get the feel for it. And the first time we went, I had a rear end issue, and it was discouraging because I always felt I was pretty decent on roll course stuff, but when I left there, I was pretty discouraged and down and out, thinking, maybe it's been long enough, I just can't do it no more. And so I was pretty bummed about that. But then as we got practicing and I went back second time with the rear end fixed, it was like a whole new car. So I felt like $1 million. I felt just as good as I did when I got out of the seat in 2014. And when we went to Toronto, or sorry, we went back to CTMP on the Friday regional test. I was so nervous pulling into that gate. I mean, I could have puked before I went out. I was so nervous just because how fast the track is. The car's never been there. I haven't been there in 11 years, so I was a little rusty, a little shaky at first, but after the practice day, we felt pretty good about it. But I never really would have thought that the car would have went as fast as it did because it's just a traditional Camaro Clip stock car, and we ended up doing I think a 19.6, which is by far the fastest I've ever gone around there, and there's definitely more speed to be had. So we're gonna do a few more things when we go back.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting too because you have a background in oval racing, yet 9 of your 11 NASCAR Canada wins came on a road or street course. And I know you like CTMP in particular, won both those NASCAR races there in 2014. So, what is it that you like the most about CTMP? And I guess what about some of those other tracks that you perhaps don't have that experience with?
I don't really know, right? I've said this story 1,000 times. Petey Shepard and I went to the Bondurant driving school together. Gosh, this would have been 2005 maybe, and for whatever reason, I just excelled on the road course stuff. I always jokingly said it's because the team couldn't ever see the car and make changes on it. The car, I was fortunate. I always had a good road course package, and for whatever reason, the ovals we either got spun out or into a lot of trouble, but. Yeah, I don't know. Road course, man, I just love it. And CTMP's fast. You can really attack the track. Not a whole lot of break. Maybe that just suits my style. I don't know, but confidence definitely helps. I rolled in there nervous and scared, like I just told you, but I really feel once I got the groove back, confidence is a big thing, and I was always super confident going there.
Yeah, and it definitely seemed like an eventful weekend that you sort of built up throughout. Started on pole, you spun after contact in the first race. Race two, you ended up just narrowly finishing second, coming from 21st when there was a caution there late before winning the weekend finale. So, how would you sum up that first weekend of CASC competition?
Oh, I loved it. I had an incredible time. My family came with me. It was my birthday weekend, so we celebrated me getting another year older, and my girls were there. They were camping on top of the hill. It was just overall, it was a great environment. All the competitors were super nice. We had a lot of fun. Got into a little incident with one guy, but we're passing over that now. I was pretty frustrated at the beginning, but now it's over and done with. I had a ton of fun with those guys. Really looking forward to going back to the next one. Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I wish I did it sooner. I honestly do. I wish I went back 5, 6, even 10 years sooner because, man, it's just so much fun and no stress, right? Like I said, after we were done our races, we put the car on 4 stands, double checked it, and I went up to the campground and just hung out with my girls. I mean, it was a dream kind of weekend.
Yeah, good way to celebrate your birthday for sure. And I know with CASC, it's sort of interesting how it's a bit more of a grassroots series, yet here it is on a big road course with lots of history. And I know you mentioned there's some of the people sort of trying to convince you to come back into the road racing scene. So sort of what went into that decision to race CASC and what you like the most about that series so far?
I mean, really, obviously going to CTMP was a big attraction to me, and really, it's like an open class. So I'm a part of the GT1 class, so there's real no rules as long as the car is safe and well built, which this car is. You can run any motor package, any weight, any tire, anything you choose. So it was really encouraging because I could build a car pretty cheap and go race at class, and I'm glad I did. Like I said, all the guys I've met on Facebook, on Instagram, all through social media platforms have been really helpful with me the last couple of years, just explaining how things work and the processes on the road course stuff. So yeah, I mean, overall the group's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, no stress. That's really what I want to do is just go play and not have any stress and take my family and just hang out and yeah, like I said, it was an incredible time and it took a couple years to get the car finished only because I was waiting for an engine. We were going to put a crate engine in it, but then I got a super deal with McCall Racing Enterprises for a super late model engine. So I really got to thank Mike McCall because without him, I probably wouldn't have been out this year. So really happy to be back, man.
Saw as well, you talk about all the work on the car that you're still making some big changes, adding a wing and splitter. So, with those aero changes, what effect will that have on how the car drives as well as the performance?
Yeah, so that's the fun thing about this car. Again, with the no rules package, I was looking around. Everybody and their brother has a wing on their car. So I started asking around, and Blaze from BC Race Cars, I've asked him, Rocco, who's a numerous champion in the division. I've asked all these guys, what's the wing going to do? And they've all said like it should increase the handling capability of the car. So I'm going to try it, right? I mean, really, if it doesn't work, I can pull it off really quick and the splitter off. So I just want to see if I can get a little more lap time out of the car because, I did a 19.6, which is really fast, and I was hustling it. Like it was on edge the whole time. So really hoping the wing and the splitter kind of give it a little more downforce and make it a little more drivable and hopefully get that lap time down a little bit.
The Pirelli Super Touring Sprints, the series that you're in there in CASC, they'll be back in action the next event coming up at Shannonville. And I know in recent seasons you've raced obviously APC Series as well as the Ontario Outlaw Super Late models. So what are your overall plans, CASC and otherwise, for this season?
Well, we originally planned on just doing 3 events for CASC, and then after that weekend, we're leading the points right now. So I can make the next 3 events for sure, both days. So I think depending on my transmission, 'cause I'm changing some ratios in the transmission. So if I can get that back, we might try and go to Shannonville and see how that goes. I've never been there. And then, of course, then we're back at CTMP, I believe, in July. But yeah, I'm continuing to race my father-in-law's Outlaw Super Late model. He was gracious enough to let me drive that. I was taking a little break from APC Series. Unfortunately, the car got wrecked at the last Flamborough race last year when we were leading. So the car is pretty badly damaged, but we're slowly just putting it back together now. And yeah, just whenever we get time, we just pick away at it. So I'd like to maybe do a couple APC starts later this year, but most definitely going to do a few more road courses and some Outlaw Super Late model stuff.
Good mix of series for sure for the first time in over a decade. J.R. Fitzpatrick, thanks for speaking with me and congrats on a good debut weekend and return to road racing for the with the CASC.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me.